Welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name's Don, and if you're new here, this is Bearded Excursions and Outdoors. Fighting a little bit of daylight as we made our way into camp today, so I need to kick it in gear and get everything set up. But as you can see behind me, we have a gorgeous campsite for the next 2 days. Let's get going. Well, as you can see, I've got my tent set up behind me. I've got some lights up, and I've got the campsite good enough. So the next thing I'm going to focus on now is getting this fire going. Then we can concentrate on dinner. To get this fire going tonight, I gathered some pine straw and I stacked it up pretty high, made sure there's a lot of air, and I've added some twigs, and I'm going to light the pine straw on fire to see if I can get a fire started that way. Never underestimate the power of dry pine straw. It is an amazing fire starter. And after getting camp set up and fighting daylight and just naturally being rushed, as usually how I go, I've earned a good water because, y'all, it's springtime in Texas. It's March and it's hot. It was 85 degrees today. I don't know how hot it is right now, but it wouldn't surprise me if it was still 80. The breeze feels good. It's going to be a warm night, but that's okay. I'm going to enjoy this water. Then we're going to make some chicken sandwiches. As you can see, I'm not really roughing it tonight. Just using my charcoal grill and trying not to burn myself. Nothing super fancy tonight. We're just going to have some chicken sandwiches. This is a favorite at home. I cook it at home all the time. The only thing I'm missing, I just grabbed regular cheese. These are really good with Swiss cheese. But you can use whatever cheese you want on it. But all right. Now that I didn't catch my arm on fire, we're going to let this go for a little bit. I brought Bailey's tennis ball, and she found it and threw it in my chair. Go get it. I wonder how long it's going to take her to find a stick. Don't get me wrong, she loves playing with the tennis ball too, but there's something about a stick this dog just loves, and it's hilarious because every time we go camping, she gets a new one. We got a whole collection of sticks at home I can start a fire with and maintain it throughout a whole weekend. But she doesn't like it when I burn her sticks, so. That tastes good. A beer that's earned tastes the best. Eat. So good. Wash it down with an ice cold Barks root beer. Can't beat that. Good morning, everybody. Oh, the coffee's good and strong this morning. Last night, I slept okay. It was one of those nights where it was hard to determine the appropriate amount of covers. Too much, you get too hot. Too little, you may get a little cool. And I guess I finally settled into sleep probably around, I don't know, somewhere around 11 or 12 when I would sleep good. I woke up at 4 and then went back to bed for a little bit. And then we woke up to this morning. Plans for the day, don't really have any. I brought my fishing gear. There's a pond out here, so we may go and see if we can try our luck with any fishing. But rain was in the forecast for today, so it's kind of contingent on if that weather rolls in or not. But for now, I'm just gonna enjoy this beautiful morning that God gave us and enjoy this coffee. Eat. Well, since my first cup of coffee, I've been a little bit busy this morning. Let me show you what I've been up to. In case it rains, I built this little rudimentary shelter out of some tarp poles and a tarp that I had. I created a ridge line and I used an adjustable grip hitch to keep it fairly taut. Then I staked out the back with some adjustable, cordage that I have that keeps everything tight. And I'm using a bungee cord just at the top, just to make sure that it keeps that tarp pulled, doesn't bunch up, keeps it pulled tight and it doesn't bunch up. Well, we'll see. I didn't film any of this process because, quite honestly, I didn't know what I was doing. I'd love to hear your comments on any rudimentary type shelters that you've built, what success you've had, maybe knots that you use, that type of stuff. This is all new to me, so I'm just kind of like learning as I go, but hopefully I've got a place that will stay up and keep us dry if it does choose to rain a little bit later on today. So better safe than sorry, right? I love to go fishing, but I love to catch bluegill, perch, brim, whatever you want to call it. That's my favorite thing to fish for. And typically I like to use live bait. Don't have any live bait on this trip, So we're going to improvise and do something my grandmother taught me how to do. First, we're going to start by just removing the label on this bottle because it's just going to get in the way later on. So what we're going to do is we're going to come down 1, 2, 3 ridges, and we're going to cut the top of this bottle off. Just following that ridge all the way around. Doesn't have to be the prettiest thing in the world. Just got to get it done. All right. Once that's done, we have like a little topper, so to speak, because what we're going to do, so you can kind of, now you can kind of crimp the bottle in on itself like that. You can take this top off to provide air, and what we're going to do is we're going to see if we can dig up our own worms to use for live bait. So I will leave a little bit of that water in there because you want the dirt or the soil to be a little bit moist still. And let's see if we can dig up some worms now that we have a container for them. In sandy soil conditions like we're in, sometimes it can be difficult to find earthworms, so you have to find kind of like rotting areas. And you may be able to get lucky and find some grubs or something like that. So I'm just going to kind of dig around and see if I can find anything that we could use that the brim would like, or the perch. If this is a bust, we can use my artificial bait that I brought, and we can do some bass fishing, which I enjoy that too. I don't know why, but I really like to brim fish. But let's keep looking. I don't want to give up so easy. I want to find me some yummy grubs. Oh, look here, let's keep looking. There's kind of a stump area. Worms tend to collect where there's moisture, and it's been very dry lately, but this is some soft ground. Yeah, that soil is just super dry. All right, we're gonna call this hole a bust too. Scoop everything back in it. On to the next spot. Okay, let's try this one last place. I found an old rotting stump. I think we're just gonna run with some artificial bait today. Well, it was kind of a bummer about the live bait, but that's okay. We're on our way now to the ponds, and we'll use our artificial bait and see if we can't catch a little something. Probably bass will be our best bet on artificial bait, but either way, we're gonna have a good time. I need to try and get some of this fishing in before the bad weather rolls in. I don't have a very good signal here, but I talked to Heather earlier, and she told me that it looked like some weather potentially was going to roll in around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So this will give us, it's 10:20 now. So this will give us a few hours to go down here, try our luck in the fishing, and see if we do any good, and then get back to camp around lunchtime whenever the storms are rolling in, and see how well my shelter holds up. So. Well, I see some people over there having some luck. I don't know if you can hear them, but they keep saying, I got another one. I wonder if they're what they're using to fish with. Ugh, everything's just mush. Everything's just mush. And these old mussel shells and everything that are down here too, just kind of cool looking. That's a bummer about the fishing. But sometimes the conditions just have to be just right. I'm not the best angler in the world. I enjoy fishing, but I by no means will ever claim that I'm good at it. But I enjoy it, and it was fun just kind of getting out there. A little bit windy, that probably had a lot to do with it. That storm's rolling in. As you can see, it got a little bit darker for the middle of the day. So I'm contemplating, I'm not super hungry, but I'm wondering if I should make lunch before these storms get here. I can kind of see some darker clouds off behind us there. But at any rate, still just gonna enjoy the camp and the shelter, and hopefully it holds up and keeps us dry. That's the big hope. So we'll catch up with you guys in a minute. We're going with the lunch of champions, Chef Boyardee beef ravioli, and my wife absolutely hates the fact that I eat these things. She finds it appalling, but whenever I was single, you know, I lived off stuff like that, and yeah, she just thinks that's atrocious. But hey, it makes a good quick lunch. So thanks, Heather, for buying these for me anyway. She keeps them in the house, so if I'm home on a weekend or something, I just want something quick to eat for lunch, I can have these. But other than that, she hates these things. So cooking it on the stovetop here. Probably gonna have to keep stirring that around pretty frequently. I'm gonna go ahead and kind of lower that heat down a little bit. Yeah, and we'll just kind of stir this up. All you're really doing is heating it up. If the forecast remains true, rain should be moving in about 30 minutes. Give me enough time to finish this lunch and clean up. I don't care what people say, man. Beef ravioli is not bad. Heather does make a mean homemade ravioli though. Whew, it's good. So while this may not be up to her standards, it's still good enough when you're outside. Looks like the rain was right on time. There's just something relaxing and peaceful about the sound of the rain on the tarp, so I may sit here and doze and catnap. If the thunderstorms get too bad, we'll seek shelter in the Gladiator. After all, they become a big Faraday cage if there's lightning, but so far, knock on wood, I haven't heard any thunder yet. Well, boys and girls, it seems like the rain is starting to make its way in here to stay. It's been kind of off and on for the last couple of hours or so, and now it's starting to get darker. The rain's a little bit more consistent, and so time to slow down a little bit. I found this cigar. Ooh, it smells good. I found this cigar at Specs, of all places. It's a Gurkha, but Specs has something that they've partnered with Gurkha to make these cigars for Specs back in 2023, I believe I read. And Gurkha's always been one of my favorite brands of cigars. It smells really good. So I picked up a couple of these the other day when I saw them, just because I wanted to give it a try. So that's what we're going to do today. And I don't know why I just put the lid back on that. I'm going to need my lighter. You can hear that thunder serious. Yeah. Like I said, if it gets to be a little bit too intense out here, we can always go and sit in the Jeep if need be. Hopefully, it'll just be a nice little relaxing shower, or they'll skirt around us or something. We'll have to kind of wait and see. But anyway, I thought that I would sit out here and enjoy this cigar prior to dinner. I don't know that I have a lot of people that watch this channel that are cigar aficionados or not. I'm definitely not one. I just like to enjoy one from time to time. Well, that has got an excellent flavor. It's smooth and it's mild. I don't like a real strong cigar. Oh yes, I can enjoy this. Yeah. This will be nice while we wait out the weather. And today's pairing, did a Frothy Friday on this. This is the St. Arnold Brewing Company's German style Springbock. That's what we're pairing this cigar with today. And I looked it up because there's no marking on the can. I didn't think by drinking one the other day that it was very strong, but I was wrong, because it's kind of got one of those things where it sneaks back up and really kind of comes at you from behind. 6.9% ABV on this bad boy. So definitely one you want to enjoy responsibly, just like all drinks, but cheers to everybody. Here's to the spring. Seen a lot of wildflowers out today, and on the drive in to this camp on Highway 6, the bluebonnets are already popping out there. It's going to be an early year for them, but they looked healthy. They looked good, which is surprising because we just haven't had a whole lot of rain. Oh, that beer is great. German style Springbock, smooth and satisfying lager. It's sweeter. You can definitely taste those notes of caramel in there, but I like it. Call me crazy, but love the sound of the rain and the thunder. If you've made it this far on the video, please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. If you're watching on a mobile device, please also hit the hype button. That really helps get the video out in front of the right people, and it lets you know, it lets me know, it also lets other people know that it's an enjoyable video to watch. I know this may not be the cup of tea for everybody out there, but this is something I really enjoy doing, and I really like sharing it with my virtual campfire friends. Special shout out to my members. Thank you so much for taking the time to contribute every month. It helps me keep gas in the Gladiator. And right now I am taking a break from the Ghost Town series. I just needed I recently changed jobs, and it's been kind of stressful getting into that rhythm. And so this just needed to be a good reset for me as I adjust and kind of acclimate to my new routine, and love the new position. But yeah, I just needed kind of to get away and just kind of reset my brain. So we'll pick up on the Ghost Town series probably in a couple of weeks or maybe a month from now. It just depends. It's something that I said I wasn't going to do every single time I did a video, so please understand. I did do a bunch of them in a row, but that's just because I had some of those plans. So right now I'm kind of looking for some plans and some other areas to visit, different ghost town type things that has a lot of history. Doesn't necessarily have to be a deserted town, but it has to be something that holds a lot of history and whatnot. You'll have to let me know, my regular viewers, do you like the Ghost Town series? Are you ready to see something different? Because drinking this beer reminded me, I was kind of tossing around the idea of doing I don't know what I would call it yet, but maybe hitting some camp locations close to local breweries and doing like a camp and brew review. It's almost like a extended version of Frothy Friday if y'all watch those shorts. But let me know in the comments what you think, because I'm always trying to think of like good content or things that people want to watch. So let me know. A, do you like the Ghost Town series? Do you want me to keep doing that? B, whenever that series ends, should I pick up with the campfire and brews? I don't know what I'd call that. In fact, if you guys do like that idea, give me some ideas for what to call that. I would appreciate that too. As you can hear, it's really coming down now. All right, we got the fire going, and after a little bit of work and getting this going, I knew it was going to be a little bit more difficult with it being wet, but time to turn my attention to dinner. I'm going to get the charcoal grill and bring it over here and get it going, because we're going to do some chicken leg quarters tonight. They're pre-seasoned, so it should be simple, and probably like a can of beans or something as a side. I have a baked potato. Not sure if I'm going to do that or not, just because if it starts pouring down rain again, it'll put the fire out and I won't have a potato to eat. So I guess we'll just kind of get started and see what happens along the way. One of the biggest benefits to a campsite this size is it's versatile. I can kind of change things out or rearrange my tailgate kitchen just by moving the Gladiator. So got the grill going, ready to get my chicken on. I'll prep the stove area so I can do my beans. Got the fire raging. I think we're going to be in for a good night. I'm just unsure of what the weather's going to continue to do, but we'll see. Father, thank you for letting me come out here and enjoy your great creation. Thank you for keeping me safe. Thank you for allowing me to do this. Thank you for everything good in my life. Please forgive me of my many sins and my many faults. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Well, we've got a feast. I've got some ranch style beans, relatively simple there, and just chicken leg quarters. I've got a couple of these that we're going to dig into. That skin is good and crispy. Oh yeah, taste that. Ooh, it's hot. Got a full belly, and now all the dishes are done. Cleanup is done, camp's cleaned up. I'm packed up as much as I can for tonight. So the favorite part of the night is I get to enjoy the campfire. I was so afraid that the weather would move in and force me into the tent, but I don't hear any distant rumblings off for thunder. Maybe it skirted around us, it'd be great, but I tell you what I am gonna do. I'm gonna sit out here and I'm gonna enjoy this fire as long as I possibly can. All right, everybody, we are tucked away in the tent now. Enjoy my fire time, but I'll see y'all in the morning for some coffee. Good morning. What a fantastic night's sleep I had last night. It was so great. The first night was a struggle because I couldn't get my temperature right. The covers were either too much or too little, but last night the temperature dropped and it was a fantastic night's sleep. This morning it's 57 degrees. It's not super cold, but the moisture in the air makes it feel a lot colder than it really is. So coffee's warming me up nicely today. This is just the trip that I needed. Didn't catch any fish. That was a bust on this trip, but I sure did enjoy some campfire time and cooking, and Bailey and I always have fun playing fetch. So only thing that's left to do is really kind of pack up and head home and get ready to start the week. We've got some yard work to do at home, all the springtime fun stuff that you have to do. But hey, thank you so much for joining with me on this adventure. I hope you'll join me for the next one. Be sure to like and subscribe. And until next time, I'll see you down the trail or around the campfire.